What the fuck? What? Wow, we're starting off strong with this one. Where did that come? Wow. Cool. I wish dogs would just appear in front of me like that all the time. That'd be great. I'd be so much happier. I'd be like, come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
Coffee, Smith?
I'm not drinking coffee.
I'm just testing. See, if you were a liar, you might say you were enjoying
Then it just
yourself.
disappears.
Maybe you
And
take
he
a
just
drink from an imaginary
disappears.
cup.
Who are you and why do you
I love that they're watching Family Guy in the background, I think, or it's American Dad. That's super strange. That's super strange. This is gonna be one of those videos that haunts me forever. That's so weird. And I know a lot of things can be done on camera now because of the technology that we have, but it's so hard. Like that's just the, wow, that show. I'm gonna forget the name of the show. Anyway, insert sci-fi show name here. That is what that is.
These two complete strangers stood next to each other utterly randomly, yet both seem to have the exact same legs. It's not just the color and design of the pants, though that certainly helps, but everything about their legs seems to sync up. If you were to only look at the bottom half of this photo, you'd probably think that there had just been a computer error and each half of the photo was identical, and yet the top half of each woman is individual.
I just love the narration sometimes, and I know that's kind of ironic considering that's what I do now for a living, but this would freak me out. Like, I've never actually shown to a party and had the same outfit as someone, which is kind of cool, I guess, being a jeans and t-shirt kind of gal. That should happen more often than it does. Anyway, whatever. That would freak me out. That's super, super cool, but I hope this was a wonderful moment for the two women in this video. I hope they were like, oh my god, girl, I didn't know. I thought I was the only one, as opposed to like, the mean reaction, which is like, you can't wear those pants, I'm wearing those pants, which happened in middle school all the time. Anyways. Hey guys, it's Rachel Fisher back again with Most Amazing Top 10, and I'm so happy to be here. Today we're doing another reaction video of top 10 glitches in the Matrix caught on camera. So, I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people that has a bunch of deja vu and wonders, okay, that must be it. I am the chosen one, maybe that's it. Or that's just because I just want something beautiful and amazing to happen. Anyways, let's keep going.
There's an argument to be had that it's just pressurized air pushing against the manhole cover, making it bounce around. But that would have to be some seriously pressurized air to push something that heavy up and down. More pressure than a kid in the midst of their SATs. That's how much pressure we're talking. It's so lively, so free. It's almost as if the manhole cover has the mind of a puppy.
It's so lively, so free. Wow, amazing. That's hilarious. I love how he compares that to a kid going through the SATs. That's kind of the cherry on top for me. I kind of believe it. I don't know what happens in gutters. My mind's not in the gutter. I don't know, that could have been an alligator. I hope it wasn't an alligator, but it could have been just a really bad plumbing backup.
Yo, this bird is stuck in midair, bro. This bird is trying to fly, but it's stuck. Oh, the bird
Wow.
got stuck in time. Look, no lie, bro. What the
Dude, the wind must be so strong. That's actually what I blame that on. That's not necessarily a glitch, I think. That's just like, the bird has hit a wind draft that's just so strong that has finally just equated the bird's strength itself. Like, it can't actually fly through it. He's just gotta land and chill out for a minute because there's no way. That poor thing, how tiring would that be? That's like somebody, like, that's like one of those infinity pools, but for birds. Oh, that's loud.
Look at it, for real. Looks like it's just kind of hovering there. It's wild. I almost want to stop on the side of the road so you can see. It's barely moving. That is crazy.
Huh. See, that's not quite like the bird because it looked like the bird was in a storm, but this guy's got clear, beautiful skies. And unless it was some kind of optical illusion of the car kind of circling around the area, which is kind of what it looks like it does, it could be that, but that's really odd. That's so strange. Ugh, I mean, the fact that planes can even fly is a miracle to me. It's a science thing, I know, but it's incredible that they can. Like these massive, like 14-ton things, even larger than that, I'm not actually sure. But that one was weird. What do you guys think?
A dash camera captures something really strange in the middle of the street. While it's raining outside, we see the car positioned vertically, standing on its end. And it's quite bizarre, it's just really strange. Is this car defying gravity? Or is there a reasonable explanation why the car is positioned this way?
I was like, well, it's raining, pouring. There's a dramatic, like I feel like he's about to narrate a film noir and it's about a car balancing on a crash. I wonder, for some miraculous reason, they have something really, really heavy in the back of the car, and when it kind of tilted back, it counteracted the weight of the end. So that's why it's balancing like that. Maybe. Or it's a glitch in the Matrix. I don't know. If all else fails, it's the Matrix.
On a CCTV camera, we see two men that look like complete strangers. Both wipe their face at the same time while in a similar stance.
Одновременно сейчас.
It does make you wonder whether we are all just actually in a massive computer game being run by aliens in space, and they're just having a wonderful time, bringing us slowly into awareness until one day we all realize that this is in fact the Matrix and the movie was right.
The car is driving down a snowy road. It's pretty extreme weather, nice and Christmassy, but otherwise nothing out of the ordinary here. But these glitches seem to come when we least expect them. Slowly but surely the car appears to fade away. Slowly but surely it is consumed by the snowflakes and vanishes into thin air, gone without a trace.
Pretty sure it was still there, right? I'm gonna do that again. Oh yeah, I guess the one in the corner wasn't the car. I thought it was the first time I watched it. I thought it was that one. That's so weird. I mean, driving in the winter in Canada is not fun, and it's the worst when you're like driving and you can't see the road because it's just so snowing so fast. There are some people that just drive on the highway during extreme weather, and they drive like it's a Sunday and it's gorgeous outside, and I have no idea how they do it. And I have a feeling that that gust of snow that just flurried up before the car disappeared was actually the car just going like, you know, they just decided to Jesus take the wheel.
A criminal was desperate to race away from the police. His car is bolting down the highway at breakneck speeds. Will he get away? These are exciting scenes, but not exactly abnormal. It's what happens next that will have you doubting your entire concept of reality. Just in the nick of time, his car appears to mysteriously vanish in a puff of black smoke. It's as if Thanos clicked his fingers in the car and its driver turned into dust in an instant. It's any criminal's dream to be able to teleport away from the scene of the crime in a mere instant.
No way that's real. No way. That's really cool though if it is. But there's no way. That's gotta be like a deep fake internet thing. That's just way too cool and way too convenient. I also love the narration. We just talked about it for a second. He's like, it's so romantic, you know?
What the f is happening?
I've seen this video before and I've watched it so many times and I find it so creepy. Just people standing there, it's like somebody press pause, you know? And this goes back to the game theory. Like we're all just some game of Sims, aren't we? That's so freaky. That's so freaky. I hate that. That's like a horror film in the making. Ugh, gross. No, thank you. I know, I said it again. I wanted to say it again.
The fence at the end means no way out. Or does it?
What? What? That's so
Even
crazy.
watching it again,
Wait a minute.
Cops are unable to make sense of it. All they see is an intact fence and nothing more than the vanishing taillights of what the Garden City PD has come to call the ghost car.
That's so... That one was cool. That one was really cool. I don't know how to explain that. Obviously, I don't have all the answers to anything. I don't even have the answers to anything in my own life. But that was pretty cool. Because, okay, so at first I thought, when he turns off, I thought maybe he kind of found an exit and just went around. But then, they literally turn and it's right, that's super weird. That's so cool. That's definitely a glitch in the Matrix. Somebody's playing Grand Theft Auto and it's going real well for them, I guess. Wait. What? I don't understand that at all. My brain hurts. Oh God, it hurts. At first I thought it was because it was spinning so fast you saw the 5 separate blades, but they aren't. Usually you see kind of like almost a gray film in between each one if it's going that fast, but it starts to move at 26 seconds in. I don't get that. That's so weird. I'm not gonna be the same person after that. That's really cool. I want someone to slow this video down. So, like, or speed it up or slow it down as far as you possibly can just to see if there is any movement.
At 8:45 p.m., an individual emerges from the darkness and tries to open Kathleen's front door. They carry a bag of some kind strapped across their shoulders and have a heavy-looking object in the pocket of their hoodie. But in a skin-crawling twist, the person is wearing a plastic mask with a permanent smile plastered on their face.
Ugh. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, and that's like, he's covering his hand with the glove so it doesn't leave fingerprints on the doorknob? No. Oh, I hate this. Ugh, that's so scary. Ugh, why are people the worst? Like, why are people the worst? I'm glad this was caught on camera, but at the same time, like the mask, as soon as he walked forward with the I can't. People are the worst. I mean, realistically, the chances of this happening is pretty small, like very, very small. But at the same time, it feels like it happens all the time. Ugh, I hate that. Hope you're safe, girl. So baller. He just went in there, is like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna try and, that's so scary. This is why I don't live in where alligators and crocodiles exist, because that just sounds terrifying. Like I just want to go for a swim and then all of a sudden, chomp chomp. No, thank you. Hey guys, it's Rachel Fisher with Most Amazing Top 10, and today we have a reaction video to Top 10 Shocking Moments Caught on CCTV Footage. I mean, I'm one of those people that if I do something embarrassing, if a camera's nearby, I'm like, oh God, please no. And they are everywhere, every day. So be warned, you might be on this video. So let's get going.
The driver of this car narrowly misses an airplane that failed to reach the desired altitude and lost control. The pilot instructor and his student, who were occupying the plane, were not harmed.
That almost looked animated. Man, I wonder if he saw it coming or was just kind of like arguing with the passenger, but that's terrifying. Has anybody ever seen like a plane come really, really close to the highway when they're on their way? Cause I live in Toronto, and near Pearson Airport, you drive a certain stretch down the highway and it looks like the planes are going to land on you, except in this case it was true, so that's terrifying. Whoa. What is he doing? Oh, I hope that's not what I think it is. That's so good. I was hoping that wasn't like, I don't know, the sink plumber, because sometimes with, or most times with restaurants, when you're behind the bar, there's a little grate where all the water drains through, and sometimes my old restaurant used to get blocked all the time, and the whole restaurant would be flooded. So I thought that's what this was when I first watched it, but I think it's a beer keg. That's a waste of beer. Alcohol abuse. So rude. Oh my goodness. Poor guy, but I love the way he's just like stumbling to the door. That was good. I love how there's a balance of both comedy and horror, so this is great. Man.
bringing heavy yard work. I see you guys got these guys coming around, but you guys...
I thought you were here delivering.
You sneaky guy. Wow. I love how he tried to cover up his actions by being like, oh, your yard sucks, man. No, I hate people who do that. Like, don't be that person. Faith in humanity. Where is it? I don't even know. That's disappointing, but I love how he tried to cover it. I gotta applaud him though. It was pretty smooth. It was pretty on the dot when he was like, can I help you with your yard work? I'm kind of scared though. I'm glad it, as awful as that is, I'm glad he was trying to steal the box as opposed to a creepy guy. So here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. He doesn't even see it. Buddy, look behind you.
Let me get it.
Oh God. Don't you know?
Don't hurt yourself.
Oh my God. Don't you know you're supposed to turn your wheels towards the hill so it doesn't, if it does roll back, it doesn't go all the way back? Rookie mistake. Though that has happened to me once. I think my mom's car was in the driveway and she didn't pull the emergency brake as far as she needed to. And the car just started rolling back as we were walking to get groceries, and all of a sudden we were just like, no, come back. That's great. That's happened to everyone at least once, I think. But still, they're just like, no, please don't. Creepy music. We know it's gonna be weird. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jeez. So rude. This is a real ghost. Oh man, why did I get reminded of the librarian in Ghostbusters 1? Because it's almost exactly the same, except there's no creepy old lady being like, ah. Oh, what a mean ghost though. I feel like half the time you spend as a ghost, you're like, ooh, look guys, I'm just gonna flip this DVD over. It's gonna scare the out of them. See, effortless, but they're terrified. Excellent. Like, why does he want to make this guy's job harder? But oh man, that's so creepy. The first time it was pushed, that really got me. You saw my face. No. Enough.
Okay, I was just looking for a dog fighter. Whoa. You don't have to get all like that and stuff, honey.
Jeez, that scares me so much. Oh my God. This is why I double check my doors every single night I go to bed, because you never know who's out there. Just saying. Oof. Pardon me? What? There's no train tracks there, buddy. This is the wrong place to be. There's no lights, there's no gate. That's hilarious. What? How is that even happening? Is it because it was a kind of like a train museum over there and it was just kind of set up on fake train tracks and then just started rolling onto the highway? What? How does that even happen? That's absurd. That is absurd. You already have to watch out for people who can't drive on the highway. Now you have to watch out for a creepy train or a weird train? I don't understand. Hello, little bear. What on earth? Oh, it keeps pausing. Oh. Hi! That's like reverse Goldilocks. Like, this is our car now. Oh, baby bears, I love them. Oh, it's kind of sad though, because if you did go outside, the mother bear would have torn you to shreds. But how did they... I guess now we know never to leave your car unlocked anywhere you go, because now bears can apparently get in your car. I would have been even more impressed if they figured out how to close it too, with their little paws, just like, close the door. Sometimes I wonder when I'm making these videos if my parents are proud of me. I'm just such a weirdo. Anyways. Huh? What? Wait, don't blur it. What? Wait, what? I'm rewatching it like 1,000 times. Where did you come from? Did you come from the window? Where did you, how did you get from there to what? I don't understand. That's wicked. Because it could be that he fell from the window, but it was like he almost fell from the, I don't understand. There are things that we just can't explain in this world. Wait, no you're not. No you're not. No. 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 You did. I hate that. I hate that. And honestly, that's probably not the only time it's ever been caught. People are gross. When I used to work downtown a lot of the time, I'd walk around and just like on the regs to see people pee in places they shouldn't be peeing. Because why not, I guess. You gotta go, but what? This is why you should wash your hands after you touch things, even without the pandemic. Wash your hands after you touch buttons and doorknobs because you have no idea what kind of idiots are gonna do things.
Number 10, we have The Purge. I think the more footage I see from Ring doorbells, my fear of the dark has only intensified. Those things never seem to catch anything nice. There's a Reddit user who further made me want to never leave my house in the dark. The user that goes by the fabulous username of Fat and Depressed shared that between the hours of 12 AM and 4 AM, he got 4 notifications on his phone that his doorbell had detected a visitor. Immediately upon seeing those, I would absolutely be unsettled. When he checked the doorbell's camera the first 3 times, there was nothing. He went on to say that he was thinking it was some sort of stray dog or cat or animal of some kind setting off the motion sensor. That was until the 4th notification came along. This time when he checked the camera, a face showed up on the screen. He also posted a photo of said face and oh man, not what you want looking back at you at 4 AM. It looked like a guy in his 50s with a face that appeared to be painted white. It could have just been the night lighting on the camera, but his face was white. He also looked like he was wearing black eyeliner all the way around his eyes, and he was standing with his hands behind his back. It seriously looked like a scene from The Purge. Number 9, clowns. Remember the creepy clown epidemic in like 2014 that had people dressing like clowns and making us all scared to leave our houses? Well, you can imagine the chilling security footage that came with that phase. One video in particular comes from none other than Jacksonville, Florida, and whether it was a prank or not, I don't like the video regardless. The footage comes from a home security camera and it shows the porch of a house with an extremely creepy looking clown standing there looking at the camera. The clown is dressed in an all-white clown jumpsuit, white face, and some clown makeup not suitable for a children's birthday party. For most of the video, the clown just stands there staring at the camera, only moving slightly to tilt his head further to the side. Then the clown decided to take the poor homeowner's pumpkin and start punching it quite aggressively, I have to say. I'm sure when they woke up and saw that video, they wished they never had. Without the security camera, they would have just noticed their pumpkin smashed, but no, thanks to technology, they got to watch a creepy clown stare into their eyes while doing it. I think if I saw this video on my porch, I would be moving out right away. Number 8, where's the exit? User Dr. Beso on Reddit shared a story that just might send a shiver up your spine. He said that he worked as a doctor in a UK hospital, and on a particularly quiet night shift, the nurses told him a story of another doctor at the hospital. The story went that the doctor was running to a crash call when a woman stopped stopped him to ask which way the front entrance was. The doctor directed the woman and kept hustling to the patient. When he got there, he said it was the woman who had stopped him to ask for directions. The woman ended up not making it in the end, but they just had to check the security footage. The whole encounter was caught on the cameras, except the story told on the footage has a slight difference to the one the doctor shared. The camera showed him running, stop midway down the hall, and gesture to the exit while saying something. The only problem was there was no woman on the video. I don't even know how you could explain that one. I hope they gave that doctor a nice long weekend after that. At number 7, stolen phone. This person shared a story that started as a stolen phone and ended in a creepy mystery. He said that they had to call the cops while his girlfriend's cell phone was stolen off the porch of their apartment. He explained that the apartment is a room sectioned off on the first floor of an old mansion with a fenced-in porch. When the officer arrived, he asked to see the surveillance tapes, and the maintenance man let them come along to help the cops with the timestamps to narrow down the footage. Unfortunately, they did not see the person who took his girlfriend's phone. That being said, right about the time they expected to see someone grab the phone, they did see a man. Apparently it was not a resident, as there are only 4 and they all know each other in the building. The man appeared to be running frantically from something, and at full force he entered the only door of the building and never left, even after over 24 hours of footage. I would have simply left all my belongings behind and found a new apartment after that. Number 6, out of thin air. Etchy shared on Reddit that he was one of the people going through footage from security cameras outside of Pulse nightclub before, during, and after the horrible tragedy that happened there in 2016. While I'm sure all of the footage was quite disturbing, he also claimed to have found something a little supernatural. He said there were so many sad and disturbing things to be seen. The strange one, however, was a wounded man that appeared out of nowhere. Apparently the mystery man waved his hands for help and cops came over to carry him to safety. Etchy shared that he tried numerous times to rewind and find where the man came from, but he was either just there or he wasn't. He didn't crawl to where he ended up, he just appeared. I bet anything that he was sitting with that footage for ages, going back and forth, frame by frame, slowly driving himself crazy. I don't know how he ever stopped rewatching it. I think I would have just become consumed by the mystery of it all. At number 5, frozen footage. Reddit user Trudenter shared a spooky work story that would make it even harder to get out of bed and head to work. He said that he worked at a place that required people to be there 24 hours a day. He was working the night shift and said the security on the building was pretty good. Bars on the window, multiple locked doors, the usual no one can get in without authorization setup. He said he was finishing up his shift when he heard a door close. After checking the cameras, he saw a person walking towards the room he was in. Thinking it was someone early for their shift, he waited, but when no one entered the room, the hairs on his neck started to rise. He said it not being a huge building, he would go and find the person from the tape. He came up empty-handed, but noticed a fire door had shut. Trudenter said he went to look back at the footage, but didn't have the password. He then said he sat with his spine tingling until the morning shift came in. He told his coworker what had happened, and he went home. When he asked them what they found on the footage, they said it showed the fire door closing, but then the video froze for about an hour. The next thing the camera caught was him reopening the door. Talk about shivers, I would never work the night shift alone again. At number 4, injured intruder. Just Stoic on Reddit shared the story of how she had no idea there was an intruder trying to break into her house until seeing the footage her home's camera caught of it happening. She said that she was living with her godparents at the time. Her godfather had returned from work at about 6 p.m. and asked why there was blood near the pool in the backyard. Just Stoic said she'd been in the room right next to the pool the whole time, so she had no idea what her godfather was on about. They both pulled up the security footage from the day, and sure enough, they figured out the answers. The footage showed a man jumping the fence in broad daylight, cutting himself on their barbed wire above the fence, and frantically looking for a way into the house through the back. The user said she had been maybe 10 feet from the intruder at one point and did not hear a thing. Scary to think what could have happened if a window had been left open. Dang, not even safe from people trying to break in with barbed wire around your house. Number 3, bike be gone. One Reddit user shared his scary security footage story, and it's definitely a head scratcher. The user explained he used to have an apartment near his office building, which was kinda secluded from the rest of the city's commercial district. Anyway, he said that he sold his apartment, and before moving he left his bike chained to the building's bike rack. He figured the bike would be okay in what he called the no man's land for a few days. Then in the middle of the week one day, he came to the office and noticed that the bike rack was completely empty. Since his office was close, he asked the IT guy to watch the security footage in order to catch the bike thief in action. The Reddit user said as he and the IT guy watched, they saw people leaving the office the night before, bike is still there, they kept watching, and all of a sudden the bike was gone. He said, "We slowed the tape down and literally it was bike there and then poof, gone." The user then went on to say he assumed his bike got taken to the upside down. If that happened to me, I don't think I would ever sleep again knowing my bike just vanished into thin air. Number 2. School prank or poltergeist. There is a secondary school in Cork, Ireland called Deer Park Christian Brothers School. In October 2017, they released footage from a school security camera that caught some sort of ghost causing a ruckus in the hallway. The video shows a door being slammed open, lockers shaking, locker doors opening, and even the wet floor sign gets thrown around. The video was a viral hit, earning coverage from a wide variety of outlets, with the school's deputy principal telling them he had no idea how things were moving in the video. Wolf said, "We couldn't understand how this had occurred. If it's a prank, it's very well done." After watching the video myself, I'm not even sure how a person could have pulled off the video either. To point even more fingers to it being a ghost, the school is built on a site known as Green Gallows, where in the 19th century criminals would go to be punished. And in the 19th century they weren't just throwing them in cells. Was it a tech-savvy student pulling a prank or the angry spirit of a criminal? And at number 1, ominous elevator ride. You may already know the story of the Cecil Hotel and Elisa Lam. You may have already seen the scary footage of her right before her passing, and it's unsettling. Basically, guests at the hotel in Los Angeles complained of low water pressure in their rooms. This caused employees to head up to the roof and check out the water tank. Instead of finding faulty wiring or a broken pipe, they found the body of poor Elisa Lam. She was a young woman traveling on her own. Police were obviously called to investigate, and what they found on the security tape is creepy. The footage she appeared in before the incident was from an elevator, and something was just not right about it all. In it, Lam seemingly speaks to someone, presses all the buttons, and peeks her head out almost as though looking for a person she was scared of. The video has been dissected by law enforcement and conspiracy theorists, but we still have no idea what really happened to Lam. The footage is really ominous, and it only added more confusion as to how she ended up in that water tank.
Off in our number 10 spot, we have the cold case evidence. This video was posted to TikTok by a user named Sarah Turney. Sarah has quite a crazy TikTok story because she actually used the app to help solve a horrible crime that happened to her own sister. When Sarah was young, her sister Alyssa went missing and no one was ever charged with the crime, but Sarah always knew it was her dad and set out to prove it and have him charged so that she could bring justice for her sister. Sarah released some VHS footage on TikTok that ended up going absolutely viral. Apparently her dad would follow Alyssa around and film her, and later they found out that he had a camera hidden in their house, which is just very bizarre behavior. This video is one of many that Sarah posted on TikTok and shows when her dad followed Alyssa to her fast food job and was sitting in the parking lot filming her. While this video is creepy on its own, since it's very obvious that she doesn't want to be filmed, it is even more creepy considering all that we now know. Luckily, Sarah's TikTok worked. Later in 2020, her dad ended up being arrested and charged with the disappearance and presumed death of Alyssa, which is a huge win for both her and Sarah. In our number 9 spot today, we have the cursed Mothman. This video starts off with someone walking and searching around some sort of like a park area. It's dark out, so all you can really see is what is illuminated by their light. The camera person is seemingly a bit frantic as they are really moving and filming all over the place. After a few seconds, as the camera moves, we start to see a bunch of what at first looks like butterflies moving around. Strange behavior in general, especially for that time of night. Soon, however, we realize that these are not butterflies, they're moths. Ever heard of the tales of the Mothman? Well, you're about to. As the camera follows the moths, it quickly pans up and reveals the creature himself, the Mothman, hanging upside down, looking creepy as ever. The tales of the Mothman started back in 1966, and while some swear he is just a legend, there are plenty of people who believe that the Mothman is real, and a few even claim to have seen him. Is this proof of his existence? In our number 8 spot today, we have the dark web coordinates. The people who posted this video explained that they received coordinates on the dark web. When they traveled to the coordinates, they found this tape that we're going to be talking about, as well as a collection of other things all said to belong to a killer. I feel like this tape would have still been creepy without knowing the backstory, but it is 1,000 times creepier having those details. The video is fairly long, and while not a lot happens in it, there is certainly something sinister going on. It's basically just a video of a guy digging a hole with a shovel. Okay, on the surface, not too bad. Belong to a killer, gets really bad. We hear him in his car as he arrives at the location. We hear him digging, and you can even see him pick up an object wrapped in a black garbage bag and put it into a hole. You can't really see him. In fact, you can't really see much. It's a VHS after all. But there's definitely enough to know what is going on. All I have to say is that I really,
really hope that this video is fake. In our number 7 spot today, we have the cursed cesspit. I came across this video on Reddit one evening and it quickly sent a shiver down my spine. If you've seen the 2022 horror movie Barbarian, I hope you'll get me when I say this video kind of reminds me of that movie, of course, in the creepiest way. This video appears to have been taken in some sort of tunnel. It's very much giving catacombs energy. As the tape rolls on, we slowly start to see some sort of a shadowy figure creature begin to pop its head out from behind the wall. First a little bit, but progressively they peek out more and more. Whatever this creature is, it's easy to spot with its glowing eyes. As the video gets close to the ending, we see the creature peek out quite far, but when the camera operator picks it up and starts moving closer to the creature, it quickly disappears again before the video just ends. In our number 6 spot today, we have the Chernobyl tape. This footage comes to us from the later 1980s when there was a nuclear disaster in Chernobyl. In April of 1986, there was an explosion and fire from a nuclear reactor in the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. This explosion happened when there was an issue as they were trying to begin an experiment which was set out to actually hopefully make the reactor more safe. Unfortunately, the way this reactor was designed placed too much responsibility in the hands of the operator. One thing led to another, and it was a huge disaster. The amount of radiation in the air caused alarms at the Forsmark nuclear power plant in Sweden, which was over 1,000 kilometers away, so it certainly wasn't anything to take lightly. The footage I'm about to show you is just a small glimpse into what things looked like soon after the explosion happened. I can't imagine how scary this must have been for everyone involved. Chernobyl today is still pretty much a ghost town, but there are people who live there. Some of them never even left in the first place. In our number 5 spot today, we have the Ghostly Man. I want to start off this point by saying that we will not play the tape for this one. It is much too gruesome. If you want to, you can go look it up for yourself, but I will tell you that it can be very scarring, and I just wouldn't recommend it. You know, viewer discretion is advised. These tapes were the last thing that was left behind by Timothy Treadwell and his girlfriend. Timothy Treadwell was known as the Ghostly Man. He spent 13 years in and out of living with bears, which for most would sound like the most terrifying thing that you could imagine. But for him, he wanted to show the world that you could live with bears and that they were not an animal to be feared. Well, even though he was able to spend over a decade in their presence, that would eventually lead to his death. Timothy was making a documentary about bears, so during that time he was with them and he was filming them. One day while he was with one of the grizzly bears and his girlfriend, the bear turned on him and killed him and his girlfriend. You can't see what is happening, but all you can hear is the audio, and it is terrible. In our number 4 spot today, we have the cabin in the woods. This creepy video was apparently filmed in 1988 and was found in a scary abandoned log cabin deep in the forest in Poland a few decades later. The footage shows whoever is operating the camera walking around filming the log cabin. They end up getting to an open window and are kind of just focused on it and studying it when all of a sudden, out of the blue, it just snaps shut. At the same time that the window shuts, a paranormal sounding yell can be heard, but no one is around and the camera goes blank. I'm not really exactly sure what happened here, but I would have been out of the cabin as fast as I could possibly go. In our number 3 spot today, we have the home video. Well, this video is bizarre on several levels, and it's not just the video itself, it's all of the stories that go along with the video. So first, let's take a look at what it is. Now, This video was filmed in the 90s and then popped up again on the internet, and the whole thing is it's like a bunch of strange edits and grainy, distorted footage. It jumps around from place to place, but that's not even the weirdest part. The weirdest part is the audio that you can hear in the back of the video. It sounds demonic, like there's some sort of creature that is trying to communicate through the video. But that's just where the creepy stories start. There are a list of people who have said that they've heard hidden messages through this video. Some people say they see a demonic figure pop up only to have it be disappeared when they rewind the footage. There are even stories of people being brainwashed by this tape to do evil things. In our number 2 spot today we have the found footage. This found footage is said to have come straight from the back rooms. It starts off as anyone would expect, the hum, the bland lighting, the seemingly infinite rooms, but this one goes on to become a little different. As this person walks through the hallways, not only can we hear a creepy sort of distorted breathing sound, but they come to find that they might not be as alone as you'd like to be when it comes to the back rooms. They eventually come across a room that is full of strange looking mannequins. Some are missing limbs, some are on the ground, some are just in strange poses, one even has a hand sticking out of its neck where the head should be. As the person continues to walk into the next room, here they are greeted with a gigantic, worn down mannequin head. They stand there taping it in the room for a while, but right before the video cuts out, we hear whoever is taking the video gasp. Who knows what ended up happening to them. In our number 1 spot today we have the arsonist. This video is definitely dark and just very disturbing. It is a video of an arsonist who had just lit a huge fire. He stands a decent distance away filming the fire and commenting on his work, and man did it ever give me the chills. It's obviously someone who is very proud of the destruction that they are causing. You can hear the fire truck sirens in the background on the way to the scene, which honestly just adds another layer of creepiness in my opinion. The fact that he is willing to stick around and film this definitely increases his chances of getting caught, but I feel like that also shows just how badly he wants recognition for his insane crimes. Watching this video honestly made me feel like I was on a Criminal Minds episode and that I needed to profile who this man was.
Off at number 10 we have a serial arsonist on found tape. In this video, we hear creepy whispers as the camera points towards a house enveloped in flames. This happened in a town plagued by a series of arson fires that they had no explanation for until a farmer came across a videotape with this footage. You can hear the person behind the camera whispering, "Look at it," in a devilish voice.
But remember me. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Also, you can hear them say, "Take a look at that," and have labored breathing. It was found out that the perpetrators were teenagers. The pyromaniacs had more tapes that chronicled the news headlines of all of their arsons, plus some other footage of them dressing up as werewolves or vampires. They committed over 60 arsons. All in all, it's creepy not only that they were being serial arsonists, but that they caught it on tape and it was found. So watch at your own risk. Next at number 9 we have a couple drowning. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's 2 people dying on camera. If you would like to view it for yourself, it will be linked below, but it is age restricted due to the content and just you've been warned. A couple decided to go for a swim while celebrating their first anniversary while they were in Yemen in April of 2013. It starts out nice with the husband and wife having a nice little dip in shallow water, and their ages are 22 and 18 respectively, just for context. You can see they're still having a nice moment, entering the water, all that. But it all goes wrong as they either slip off the sand or the sand beneath them sinks suddenly. It's disturbing to watch as they try and fail to stay afloat. If you take anything away from this one, it's to know what to do when someone is drowning. If you haven't been trained on how to save a drowning victim, then don't attempt to save them by entering the water because that puts you at risk. They are flailing, and if they hit you or grab onto you, you could go under as well. On to number 8, we have a possible pharmacy ghost. This video allegedly shows a ghost wreaking havoc in an Egyptian pharmacy at 3 a.m. The security camera catches 2 different screens flickering on and off to bright screens or static, and a chair moving without any visible cause, and the channel that posted it, Egyptune, says it's up to the viewer to decide if it's real or fake. And honestly, I was pretty convinced up until this part. At about 1 minute, where the splatters of some liquid or ghostly thing and then maybe blood appear and it's all splattered all over on the floor, and then it cuts to the same dark substance being pressed onto a glass surface like handprints, and no, I won't believe that, and maybe because I don't want to. It's kind of creepy. Do you believe it? Let me know. But anyways, on to number 7, we have corrupted footage. This one is worth a watch of the whole thing if you're up for it. It was uploaded by Joaquin Baldwin on YouTube. He said in the description that he hadn't realized his cousin recorded over parts of his videotape, so when he got the tape converted to digital, it got all messed up. The audio and visual got blended and corrupted into what he calls a trans-dimensional hellish nightmare. All the segments are like creepy and overlapped and definitely have that entire haunting feeling, and it will definitely haunt my dreams tonight. Great. And next is a story that made it all the way to local news. On to number 6, a ghost caught on nanny cam. Joshua Higgins was featured on WXYZ Detroit after claiming he saw a ghost on his daughter's nanny cam. It's clear on the camera that you can see something moving around the crib, and heck, it's enough movement that the baby themselves gets up to check it out. Who knows if this was a particularly huge dust bunny that looked more phantom than normal, or actually a spirit of some kind, but let's hope that if it is the latter, a spirit, it's an ancestor popping in to say hello, because it's a baby. Babies are cute and innocent. They should stay that way. And well, let's move on to number 5, the scary warehouse. In this one, 2 men are in an empty warehouse taking a video and some photographs, but the man holding the camera continuously gets creeped out by how ominous their surroundings are. What seems to be scaring him the most is that a red door keeps opening and closing on its own.
That door just me, right? Why?
Oh, I won't right here.
No, I'm not joking, right?
The other man with him says it's just the wind, but with the door closed entirely, the wind doesn't seem like a complete explanation to me. Like, the physics don't feel totally right. But anyways, they continue to explore the abandoned building, with even the videographer's friend scaring him for a bit. But in the end, they are hearing more noises and keep getting scared until they hear one final thing that scares them away for good. The 2 drop the camera after this noise and run the heck out of there, and honestly, it gave me a little bit of a jump scare as well. If you're a little more, good with jump scares, probably not for you, but for me, 100%. Every time. Next, at number 4, we have a creepy child sitting in the middle of the road. In the video, we hear 2 friends chatting until they round a bend and see this disturbing image. Here, it looks like someone decided to sit in the center of the road and is facing the direction of the car approaching.
Okay, that's a bit scary.
Yeah.
That's a bit scary.
That is very scary.
That's
We hear one of the car's passengers say, "Okay, that's a bit scary," and his bud is saying, yep, and they back away and get the heck out of there. Like, we know these 2 would survive in a horror movie because they actually ran away from what looks creepy instead of, deciding to help the person in the middle of the street, which was just looking at them creepily. That one was just creeping me out and looked kind of like a horror movie. And the next one also kind of looks like a horror movie too. At number 3, we have a couple being watched. Back in 2016, Jack McAcher and his girlfriend Jordan Barancas got into an argument when Barancas couldn't find her purse. But when they checked their camera footage to find answers, they were freaked out by what they saw. At 3:30 a.m. at night, a man let himself into their house through an unlocked door and stood watching them for a total of around 10 minutes, just standing there. Around this time, he must have also taken Barancas' purse. The nicknamed Creeper Ghost was also alleged to be behind other burglaries in the neighborhood. Now, I don't know about you, but I would lock my door if there were alleged burglaries in a neighborhood. So, thank goodness they had a security camera so they could figure out who this person was, but all in all, lock your doors. please. Number 2 is stalker footage. Before killing Lauren Giddings, Stephen McDaniel was stalking her. He was her next door neighbor and the two were also classmates. They had graduated and Giddings was going to move away. McDaniels decided to put a stop to that in an unfortunate way. These videos are from the night he killed her. The camera was attached to a 6-foot-long wooden stick to be able to peer through her window. Have a look. We see through the camera the open blinds to her room and eventually the alley beside her residence where McDaniel must have been standing. Hours later, he strangled her to death. McDaniel said this in a part of his plea deal where he wrote a 1-page confession describing it all. He said that after killing her through strangling her, he dragged her to the bathtub and then he left. He wrote that he returned on the Sunday after to dismember her body with a hacksaw. This happened back in 2014 and McDaniels pleaded guilty to killing her, saying he would take it back if he could. But death isn't something you can take back, and that's what makes these tapes haunting. This last one is the worst of them all. At number 1 is a tape found from the Jonestown Massacre. If you aren't familiar, the Jonestown Massacre is where the saying, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid" comes from. While the saying is tossed around quite a bit now, kind of offhand, it has gruesome beginnings. Over 900 members of a cult called the People's Temple died in a mass murder-suicide on November 18, 1978. The cult was led by Jim Jones, who had a revolutionary suicide plan, which led to what is now one of the largest mass deaths in American history. A fruit drink was laced with cyanide and either drank or shot via syringe into children's mouths and drank as the adults as well. Fewer than 100 members of the cult survived this devastating event, either because they weren't present at the compound when it happened or because they defected during the event, as I feel most should have. All in all, it was horrific. During someone's autopsy, they found a tape recorder and this tape was in it. So have a listen if you want nightmares, because this happened right before hundreds died.
If we can't live in peace, then let's die in peace. We've been so betrayed.
Starting off this countdown, we have the slithery friend. Oh, I don't like snakes. That is terrifying. Look how big it is. Oh, hell no. Oh no, hell to the no. No, no. I would never go outside ever again. Where is this? Where are they living? Thank God in Canada we don't have just like snakes roaming around to like climb on our doors. But imagine opening up the door and seeing that guy just like, hey, how's it going? That's my snake impression. But I think it would be vicious and like attack. No thank you, I really don't like snakes. They give me the heebie-jeebies. Moving on to number 9, we have the Masked Man. And if you guys are liking this video so far, then you know the drill. Hit that thumbs up button because it really helps us out. The creepy masked man that you just saw came to the same house 3 times in 1 week. The homeowners, Richard and Sandra Gerber, were away on vacation when they got an alert that someone was at their front door. This man would come, ring the doorbell, and then leave. Like I said, he did this on 3 different nights. On one night, he tried to break in. Now the owners alerted the police about this man, and so they actually staked out in their backyard. They were just waiting for the man to return. And they caught him. Turns out that the scary masked man is a man named Walter DeKnight, and he was arrested and found guilty of attempted burglary. In our 8th spot, we have the creepy doll. What is going on? What is going on? I don't like that. I don't like creepy dolls. I don't like a lot of things. I just realized. I'm like, I don't like snakes. I don't like creepy dolls. Wow, but that thing's terrifying, especially with the sound effects. Can you imagine looking and you're like, oh, who's there? Oh, is it a Girl Scout? And you look and it's this girl? That's creepy. No thank you. Call the cops. Sage your house. Get out of there. Coming in at number 7, we have the doorbell licker. On Saturday, January 5th, in the early hours of the morning, a doorbell cam caught a strange man licking someone's doorbell system for 3 hours. Why did he do this? Well, that's the question we all want to know. Doesn't he have better things to do? Guess not. The homeowners were confused as to who this man was and why he decided to target their house for a licking session. Well, they ended up giving the footage over to the police and they managed to catch the man. His name is Robert Arroyo, and apparently he has been accused of stealing extension cords from Christmas decorations. And so police recognized him instantly, and they too were weirded out by his behavior. In our 6th spot, we have the uninvited guest. Oh no. 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 Oh my god, it's so big. Ew, ew. Oh man, that is disgusting. That is so gross. Where is this? Is this Australia? Because I know they have huge spiders there. Again, I'm glad that we don't have big spiders where I live, because that's a big note from me. Did you see that thing? It was massive. That's disgusting. Imagine somebody, like the mailman, coming up to your door, about to ring the door, and seeing that. No, no. Oh. Whew. I feel like there's a spider on me now. Gross. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the clown. So a couple of years ago in Green Bay, Wisconsin, a number of residents were terrified after seeing this strange clown walking around in the middle of the night. The man you just saw in the video was named Gags the Green Bay Clown. He was first spotted at 2 a.m. on August 1st. Then over the nights, he would stalk a number of homes. If you're scared of clowns, then surely seeing this outside your house in the middle of the night would give you a heart attack. And at number 4, we have the eye. That was so creepy. All I heard is, hey, hey, what do I do? There's a big creature. That's like literally all I heard, and that's all I need to hear, because that's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. Who is this dude? Who is this house? Why doesn't he just call the cops? And why has he got a really creepy eyeball? And like I said, he's gotta pluck those eyebrows, because, you know, they're not working. I hope that man's okay. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Coming in at number 3, we have the ghost. Now, what's terrifying about this next clip is the fact that we can hear somebody at the door, but we can't see anyone. The Ring doorbell went off and started recording, so it clearly detected that something was there. But what is it? By sounds of the voice, it's probably a demon. I think it's time for that house to have an exorcism or something. If anyone can decode what that demon is talking about, then let me know. Maybe it's just cold and wants to come in and warm up. Moving on to number 2, we have the delivery. Hear the police sirens? Oh my god. It's like they're coming for him. What is that? What did he just drop off on their front porch? I don't know, but I wouldn't open that. Nuh-uh. I have no clue what that is, and I don't want to know what that is, because it's probably something bad, because this looks like an evil man, and I don't like him. That's terrifying. And in our number 1 spot, we have the old woman. She's not okay. She is possessed or something. I have no clue what was in her hand. She's definitely possessed by something. I don't know what's wrong with her. Her face looks evil. Like, that's an evil Karen right there, and I don't like that.